Gaura Premanandi, all glories to the assembled devotees, all glories to Sri Guru and Gauranga, all glories to Sri Prabhupada. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Vashtaya Bhutale, Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swaminiti Namane, Namaste Saraswate Deve, Gauravani Pracharine, Nirvasesha Sunyavadi Pastachade Shatardine. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Hare Krishna. You need more Arabic sets?
I don't know. No, I need to see how many he takes.
Well, there's 20 in that box.
It's fine.
Well, that's for him. And you, but it depends how many each of you want.
I will check.
Well, I know where he's gone. Where has he gone? So, welcome everybody this morning, Srimad Bhagavatam class on their, I don't know which numbered day, but we're on December the 7th for the Prabhupada Book Marathon. And in a few seconds, we're going to wait for the few more devotees to come. Asananda has slipped out the door for some reason. And Harini is half in and half out. When you come in? Huh? She's in anxiety that he's going to do more than her. Already they're competing. There's a three-way competition going on here between Aristanasana, Prabhu, Vasananda, and now Harini, I think.
No.
Yes. There's Gonataraj. Gonataraj gave up, he gave up last year. So he's retired already. Now he's an old man. The Babaji in Vrindavan. Not quite. No, not quite. He realizes he's not quite ready for that now. So we're reading Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 8, Chapter 8, text number 9. Is it 9 or 8? 9. Okay. And we're reading it from the chapter, The Churning of the Milk Ocean. And this morning we're going to be reading from the Arabic version of Perfection of Yoga. So, come on in the temple room. Oi.
Yes.
Oi.
Yes, Ananda.
Can we do it in the temple? Is it possible?
Yes.
Great. So we'll start with the scores before everyone falls asleep.
Yeah.
So, okay, that's the month score, that's not the yesterday. Yesterday, usual 19, 18, 16, 17, 18, 19 devotees report scores. And yesterday, as usual, top of the Sankirtan scores yesterday. We'll start with the top. With one medium book and one magazine, me. We're bottom, as always. And then we have, with one Mahabig book, Petit Pavan Prabhu. He's the yoga lyric, French Petit Pavan. And then with his first ever book in Srila Prabhupada's movement, as far as distribution going yesterday, he was with Ekanath Prabhu for a short while. With one Arabic book, Bhakta Mohammed. Yay. And then with two Mahabig books, two medium and three small, Bhakti Sophia. And then with three Mahabig books, one medium and two small, Bhakti Manchu. And then with four Mahabig books, Lochanananda Prabhu. And with one Mahabig book, one medium book, four small, and two Arabic books, Bhakti Yumi. It is confirmed every time I say it, go dee-dee. And then with five Mahabig books, Bhakti Aliyah. And then with 15 medium books, 6 small books, the first day out in Paris, 4 magazines and 1 Arabic book, Leela Manjari. Oh. And then with 3 Mahabig books, 1 big book, 9 medium, 5 small, 4 magazines, Bhakti Matya. And then back on action again with 10 Mahabig books, Gopalananda Prabhu. He's only 83 years old. Yeah, he's still very young. He's only done 74 Mahabig books this month, plus the Bhagavatam set and a few other books as well so far. Nothing much. And then yesterday like a tiger yesterday, with 4 Mahabig books, 2 medium books, 6 small books, 8 magazines, 1 Arabic Gita, 3 small Arabics, Priyarani, and then with 8 Mahabig books, 4 medium books, 4 small books, 3 Arabic books, Danitai Prabhu. And then again, first day out in Paris probably, with 6 Mahabig books, 14 medium books, 4 small books, 2 magazines and 4 Arabic books, Mahadevi. And then Devaki Pran Prabhu. Oh, I said the name before the score. Anyway, never mind. With 11 Mahabig books, 2 medium books, 3 small books, 1 Arabic Gita, and 2 small Arabic books, Devaki Pran Prabhu. That was on his way. He's going to pick up his mother. He's doing books on the way. He's doing his little business. He's got a business which he does, and he does the books in between his business. And then with 14 Mahabig books, 1 big book, 7 medium books, 4 small books, 9 magazines, and 1 Arabic book, Ekanath Prabhu. And then, let's see, the big guns. 20 Mahabig books, with a little help from our friends. 20 Mahabig books, 6 medium books, Namacharya Prabhu. First day out this year. Just see. Imagine what the next days are going to be like. Don't get too proud, okay? Don't get puffed up.
You have to -5 today.
Huh? No, we'll let you away with it. We'll work that one out. No, we'll give her also, don't worry. And then the big 2, with 60 Mahabig books, 4 medium, 4 small, and 5 magazines, Aristanasana Prabhu. And he's going alone, right on the south coast. He's all alone as far as association goes. But he's not alone. He used to be practically the biggest book distiller in France in the 70s. You'll see, if you ever look at the old Sankirtan newsletters from the mid-70s, you'll see his name quite frequently coming up as one of the top book distillers in the world. Well, he's also 70s, so nearly 70s, so he's still soldiering out there, maybe 67 or something. And that's the highest score so far this month, as far as... This is a Live to Give marathon, and obviously every book is great, but particularly Bhagavad Gita, so that's the top score in France. Day by day he's the top scorer for Bhagavad Gitas, because he hasn't gone out only about half time so far. And then top score yesterday with 35 Mahabig books, 3 medium books, 7 small books, 3 magazines, and 21 Arabic books. None other than, surprise, surprise, Rasananda Sankirtan Prabhu. And a total yesterday of 187 Mahabig books, 2 big books, 71 medium, 52 small, 36 magazines, 2 Arabic, 38 Arabic, 2 Arabic Gitas, 38 small Arabic, and 554 book points. That's our top record recording so far during this marathon. We're somewhat below last year because of various reasons. Bhagavatams, we're hardly doing any. And Arabic books are quite small. I mean, if we look for the month, so far this marathon, which is, I think, 10 days now? 9 days. I think this is 9 days past to the marathon so far, I think. Only 218 Arabic books are going out in 9 days, so that's about a little over a quarter of the marathon. So it's a bit low compared to last year, but that's obvious reasons for that. And as far as Bhagavatams are concerned, last year we did 115, so these were the big differences from this year to last. Anyway, we're doing okay. We're on 4,866 book points right now, altogether, in the 9 days. So thank you all very much. Hare Krishna, Shri Prabhupada Ki Jai. Any questions? Is that the class? Last night I wanted to leave. I held him back. He wanted to leave at 7:30. Told he had to leave. Getting too fired up. Yeah, we're only on the 9th or 10th day of the marathon. We can wait a little while. That was our mood in the old days, I must admit. So let's see what Krishna's mercy bestows upon us today. We're 4 of us are going to be heading off to a different location today for an experimental Sankirtan, and let's see what happens and take it from there. This text number 9, please repeat. Tasyang chakru spriham sarve sasurasura manavaha upodaya vayo varna mahimakshipta chetasaha tasyam chakru spriham sarve sasurasura manavaha upodaya vaya varsha upodaya vayo varna mahimakshipta chetasaha tasyang chakrus bihang sarve sasurasura manavaha upodaya vayo varna mahimakshipta chetasaha
Tasyam chakras priham sarve
tasyam chakrus bihang sarve
Sasura sura manava
sasurasura manavaha
Upodarya vayo varna
upodaya vayo varna
Mahimakshipta chetasaha
mahimakshipta chetasaha tasyam chakrus bihang sarve sasurasura manavaha upodaya vayo varna
Mahimakshipta chetasaha
Tasyam chakshus priham sarve
Tasyam chakrus priham sarve
Sasurasura manavaha
Sasurasura manavaha
Upodaya vayo varna Mahimakshipta chetasaha
Ladies, tasyam chakrus bihang sarve sasurasura manavaha upodaya vayo varna mahimakshipta chetasaha tasyam chakrus bihang sarve sasurasura manavaha upodaya vayo varna mahimakshipta chetasaha tasyam unto her chakruhu did priham desire sarve everyone sasura asura manavaha the demigods the demons and the human beings upa odarya by the exquisite beauty and bodily features vayaha Yuh. Varna, complexion. Mahima, glorious. Akshipta, agitated. Chetasaha, their minds. Translation and purport by Srila Prabhupada. So what's happened here, they're churning the ocean and there appear to be, out of the churning, the goddess of fortune, Rama, who is absolutely dedicated to being enjoyed by the Supreme Personality of Godhead, appeared. Like electricity, surpassing the lightning that might illuminate a marble mountain. So the goddess of fortune expanded in its form of Rama, and then in today's verse, because of her exquisite beauty, her bodily features, her youth, her complexion, and her glories, everyone, including the demigods, the demons, and the human beings, desired her. They were attracted because she is the source of all opulence. Purport. Who in this world does not want to possess wealth, beauty, and sexual and social respectability that come from these opulences? People generally desire material enjoyment, material opulence, and the association of aristocratic family members, Bhogashvaya Prasaktanam. Material enjoyment entails money, beauty, and reputation, and the reputation, rather, which they bring, which can all be achieved by the mercy of the goddess of fortune. The goddess of fortune, however, never remains alone. As indicated in the previous verse by the word Bhagavat Para, she is the property of the Supreme Personality of Godhead and is enjoyable only by Him. If one wants the favor of the goddess of fortune, Mother Lakshmi, because she is by nature Bhagavat Para, one must keep her with Narayan. The devotees who always engage in the service of Narayan, Narayana Parayana, can easily achieve the favor of the goddess of fortune without a doubt. But materialists who try to get the favor of the goddess of fortune only to possess her for personal enjoyment are frustrated. Theirs is not a good policy. The celebrated demon Ravana, for example, wanted to deprive Ramachandra of Lakshmi or Sita Devi and thus be victorious. But the result was just the opposite. Sita, of course, was taken by force. I'll have to read that again, I'm tired. Sita, of course, was taken by force by Lord Ramachandra, and Ravana and his entire material empire were vanquished, meaning that Lord Ramachandra recovered his consort, Sita Devi, by force, by the great battle of Lanka. Ravana also took her by force. But as Prabhupada mentions here, that no, she can only be enjoyed by the personality of Godhead. Even externally, because Ravana didn't steal Sita Devi, the real form, he stole a Mayic form of Sita, an expansion, material expansion of Sita Devi, which is just like her from all material perspective, but it wasn't Sita Devi herself in her original form, just a material expansion. But even that was not enjoyed by Ravana, only by looking. He couldn't enjoy what he wanted there either, because Sita Devi cannot be touched by any materialistic person. Krishna cannot be touched by any materialistic person. Although they may think that they are touching the deity or something like that, no one can actually touch the Lord unless one is completely pure. He touches energies or his material expansions, but not himself. Same with the goddess of fortune. She is the sole property of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, simply for the Lord's enjoyment. It's an interesting analogy. We're going on Sankirtan, trying to distribute Prabhupada's books. And sometimes people argue the point, well, we should give the books free. There's a place for that, no doubt, but that's not the general policy which Srila Prabhupada had. Prabhupada's policy was people should give at least a cent or something. They should give something, some donation. Preferably, of course, enough to more than cover the cost of the book. Much more, generally, I mean, whatever, but at least something. And when you look at it like this, we're hearing, normally, not emphasized here, we're hearing the opposite, trying to enjoy the goddess of fortune, the material perspective. But we all know that if we want to gain Krishna, if you want Narayan, you can't worship Narayan without Lakshmi, or vice versa. You will not get, it may take a book. Now, if there's good reasons, and they have no money, or whatever it may be, some bona fide reason, then Krishna understands. If for some, let's say, other reason, negative reason, they think I don't need, why you do this, why you ask, and so on, which many people do, they're not eligible. Krishna will not reveal himself to such a person who's so attached, so proud. Bhogashvaya Prasaktanam, Prabhupada mentions here. They're too much attached to their money, their opulences, and so on. And they think they can get Krishna as they are. You can't. You've got to have the blessing of the goddess of fortune, in whatever form she may take. But that's why it's important. They may take the book, but unless they actually give Lakshmi back to Krishna, Krishna will not give himself to them. Simple as that. They can have the book, which will benefit them considerably. But to actually realize the book and have the eligibility for the Lord to reveal himself in that, become eligible to see the Lord in that form, the mercy of the goddess of fortune is required. So when they give a donation, they become more eligible to, because of the mercy of Krishna. He's pleased when he sees that someone returns that which belongs to him, to him. But if they're misers, then they remain misers. It will take a long time before they actually can comprehend, or Krishna can do anything, of course he can. But in general, that's the system. You approach Krishna through the goddess of fortune, not directly. People want to enjoy the goddess of fortune in the form of Lakshmi. They think it's theirs. This is the illusion which the whole world is in. We think we're the owner of property, wealth, and body, and so on. It's my body, I can do what I like with this. It's a complete illusion. We should look after the body, but it's not mine per se. We may be using it. It's some responsibility is there, but it's Krishna's energy, and it should be used for Krishna's service. Now, a quick question before you fly away, Jiva Prabhu. I know you have to go on Sankirtan now. But Harini, have you managed to get anywhere with that sum up machine?
It's set up.
Is it all set up? Okay, so sum up is set up. We have hopefully one more for Ekanath, because yours is not very good, your word machine.
You gave to me, Mahananda.
Mahananda gave it to you, okay. You got it, or you may have to charge it. You got a charger?
Well, probably so.
I don't know what I do with a charging wire. I've got a charging wire somewhere. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe I gave that to Mahananda too, I don't know. But there's a little charger wire. You've got to look after these things, they're so fiddly. But anyway, somewhere, oh, here it is. Here, catch. Charger wire. Okay. Where are you going? He's very keen. He's already going to charge his sum up. Put that in the box before. That's for Japa. We don't know what to do with money when people give money to the temple. What do we do with it? There's no one here to receive it.
In the past, we used to just put it in the donation box.
Well, we'll stick it in a donation box. It's for Japa Mala. It's for Japa Mala. It's for Japa Mala. Yeah. So, anyway, this is a great service. Prabhupada said even if they just give a little donation, they get so much mercy from the Lord because they're returning their stolen property. And there's not really nothing. Krishna's never bereft in one sense, but still the principle is they're They're giving up this illusion that everything belongs to me or us or whatever it is. Everything belongs to Krishna. This is one of the first principles of spiritual life. If we don't realize that, how can we make any progress? Time belongs to Krishna, our body belongs to Krishna. It's not for our enjoyment. It's for Krishna's enjoyment. That's what it's meant for. We're all still probably somewhat affected with seeing ourselves as the enjoyer. The celebrated Ravana. Where do we get to? For example, wanted to deprive Ramchandra of Lakshmi, Sita. So he took a Maya Sita. He didn't touch. No one can touch the pure form of Sita unless, well, by her mercy, but whatever she wants. But she's only meant for Krishna's pleasure, or Ramchandra's pleasure. No one else can touch her. And thus be victorious, he thought. But the result was just the opposite. And we read that, didn't we? Ravana, yeah. The goddess of fortune is desirable for everyone, including human beings, but one should understand that the goddess of fortune is the exclusive property of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. One cannot achieve the mercy of the goddess of fortune unless one prays both to her and to the Supreme Enjoyer, the Personality of Godhead. There we go. So we don't just worship Krishna alone. Some people worship her expansion as Amma or the Durga Devi alone. Some worship Lakshmi alone, Saraswati alone, and so on. We don't do that. It's not correct. She will not be pleased like that. And similarly, if we just worship Krishna alone, Krishna won't be pleased. Many Indians, you know that, Bhakti Sar Prabhu, they just worship Krishna alone. You've seen? Many times. They don't accept even sometimes the divinity of his consort. But they're inseparable. They're one and the same. For different purposes, the Lord has expanded his female aspect, you could say, which will come up again later with Mohini Murti in a different way. But this form of expansion, the enjoyer and the enjoyed. The Shaktiman and the Shakti, they're inseparable. Shaktiman is the enjoyer, and Shakti is his energy, which is for his pleasure. So how can you enjoy if you have nothing to enjoy? You can say, I can enjoy myself, but what is that? Generally a person wants something. They like to have property, they like to have some wealth, they like to have some association, they like to have nice food, and so on and so forth. This is the general tendency. We enjoy the energy around us, and we try to make arrangements so the energy is pleasing to me. Krishna consciousness is the same principle, except it's Krishnendriya instead of Atmendriya. We try to make the arrangements so the world around us is pleasing to Krishna, just like the temple. We try to make it pleasing to Krishna, right? Think of something which would please Krishna, which you could do today around the temple. Think of something which make it more pleasing to Krishna. Can you think of anything?
Serve to devotees.
Pardon?
Serve to devotees.
Serve to devotees, very nice. Okay, anything else?
Clean
Yes.
his kitchen.
Pardon?
Distributing books to someone who will come to the temple and help.
Okay, that's nice, pleasing to Krishna indeed, but I said particularly around the temple. You can serve devotees anywhere, but you can serve them in the temple, because that's also related indirectly, but not so directly. Directly?
Temple room, wash the pots, so many.
There's so many things. Well, a simple thing is this. Yesterday, before we went on Sankta, I noticed that the shoe rack outside the door, outside the wooden one, has probably not been cleaned underneath for a long, long time. Not only was a massive accumulation of leaves, but there were like all kinds of garbage under there. So it took about 2 minutes. We moved the rack and took it all out and put it in the bin. The shoe rack, by the way, belongs to Krishna, not you or me or anyone else. The toilet belongs to Krishna, not that Krishna needs a toilet. But it's a simple thing. When you see garbage on the floor, what do?
Put it on the
throw some more on the floor because you think, what's no problem, I'll just throw mine as well because everyone else is throwing it. I may as well throw it too, right? You see a paper cup on the floor, what do? Nothing. Pick it up and put it in the bin, for God's sake. That's called Krishna consciousness. It's not even Krishna consciousness, Prabhupada said, it's human consciousness. It's nothing to do with Krishna consciousness directly. A normal human being would do that. Even on the street they would do it traditionally. But no, that would be a full-time occupation for eternity in Paris. But at least in the temple, simple little things like that. And then you don't need to stay back from Sankirtan to clean the temple. At least someone does, but I mean not so much. The gardens, there's bits of paper and plastic and wooden spoons and God knows what all over the place. When you walk along, just pick it up, put it in the bin. Not so difficult. Does it make sense or not? Does everyone agree or not? If you don't agree, no problem.
Yes.
But if you do, and you do it, you get a little bit of mercy. Simple as that. Does it make sense, Vaibhav, or not? Ladies, what do you think? And the other side of it is, please don't throw your rubbish on the floor. Put it where it's meant to go. You can't expect guests and others to do, kids, whatever, they don't know anything. They don't know or they don't care or whatever it may be. Or their children, we can't expect it, but at least we can make a habit of that, of trying to just tidy things up as we go. It's not you have to spend all day just walking down the path, you see some garbage, pick it up, pop it in the bin. Like that. Little things to become conscious. Place things don't. Everything's like that. Maybe little being conscious, Prabhupada said, try to be conscious first. Krishna consciousness. Being conscious means conscious of the environment. Then it becomes Krishna conscious when we see it in relation with Krishna. Cleanliness, Prabhupada said, is next to godliness. One time he said it is godliness. You can't be Krishna conscious without being clean. I mean, to some degree, but not pure. Inside, outside, everything clean. Try to keep clean. It's very difficult. We've got crowded facilities, but as much as possible, try to keep the brahmachari or ashram clean, or wherever ashram you're in. We don't know what the ladies' ashram looks like, so we can't comment on that one, but at least the brahmachari ashram, we try to keep it as clean as possible. And everything, try your best. I mean, it's difficult. We're on a marathon. We're not going to spend all day cleaning. But at least as much as we can, as we go, try to keep things clean and make it pleasing to Krishna, rather than Krishna. And so on and so forth. And that's what our whole marathon's all about, isn't it? Trying to, sometimes we say, I cleaned up, Prabhu. Today I cleaned up. You know that term? You know that term? You don't use that term? You've heard that term? Anyone heard that? Today I cleaned up. You heard it back to your side. They use it in New Zealand, did they? I cleaned up today, Prabhu. What does it mean?
Maybe finish the box or
Huh?
finish the whole box or...
Yeah, you finished all your books off. You cleaned up. You had a big day on Sankirtan. You cleaned up. Okay? So, let's clean up today, okay? Clean up within, clean up without, clean up around. Okay? All cleaning. Cleaning the heart. Chanting Hare Krishna. Remembering Krishna. Keep ourselves clean body-wise and this and that. And try to clean up around. We're not going to go on the street with a brush and pan. They'll probably arrest you if you do that. They'll think you're a madman. Right? If you go out on the street with a brush, they'll probably think you're crazy and arrest you, put you in a nut house or something. Because people don't do that, do they? Only crazy people do that on the street, usually. They do that here sometimes. I've seen crazy people do things. I mean, that's great that they're doing it, but they're considered a little bit unstable, mentally challenged or whatever, quite often. They have a system. Here we don't necessarily have a sufficient system, so take advantage of it. We'll forgive you if you do it, don't worry. Why are you doing that? That's not your service. That's my service. Whatever it is. Let's do what we can. Marathon. Keep clean, conscious of the environment. Same thing when we're just doing books. Simple thing. You know, I see, and then it's not a criticism, it's just a condition in which we have it. We're not so conscious sometimes, even in our movements. Not saying what we say, but in our movements, sometimes we see someone, we think they're interested. We kind of go for them like boom, like this, you know, knocking over people on the way. You don't notice there's a person coming this way. You see someone there, go boing, they have to, oh! You know, I've seen it regularly. We don't look where we're going. Look where you're going when you distribute books, you know. Another aspect of Sankirtan is how it responds, how the public feel. How they feel. They may not like what we're doing, full stop, what can you say? But at least we should act in a way we don't think that they think that these people are just completely careless and don't care less about anyone else. And just like walk into you for their business, you know, whatever it is. Being conscious of others around us so we don't knock them over or make them stop in there, like that, you know. Act in a way would be a bit, make them see at least we're a little bit conscious like that of others. Footpath doesn't belong to us, it belongs to Krishna, but they think it belongs to them, so being a little conscious of that, little things like that, and be careful, just try to be careful. And this way, Radha Krishna, Lakshmi Narayan, Sita Ram, they're being very conscious, doing things the way I'd like it to be done, remembering everyone's part and parcel of Krishna. Everything belongs to Krishna, people belong to Krishna, money belongs to Krishna, country belongs to Krishna, we belong to Krishna. Pure devotees say Krishna belongs to us, but at our stage we're trying to practically understand how we can use everything in Krishna's service for his pleasure. What more can you say? Very simple. Krishna consciousness is very simple, it's pure logic, but we make it, because we mix in all of our various, what we'd say, personal motivated desires, and it becomes a little complicated. Because the two don't mix particularly well. And again we hear sense gratification and Krishna consciousness don't go well together, I'm afraid. There's a form of sense gratification in Krishna consciousness, which is another thing altogether, but selfish sense gratification and Krishna consciousness don't go well together. Like oil and water, they don't mix. And we want to try to come to that stage, step by step, and little steps, one by one. And marathon is a chance to, let's say, make bigger steps in that direction, isn't it? I mean, everybody knows, even some stalwart Sankirtan devotees yesterday, like Namacharya Prabhu, he said, he felt he was almost scared to go out, frightened to go out. You know, it's sometimes. You ever get that, Daniel? You feel a little bit apprehensive when you start. You know. Yes.
That's first time, so right.
It's always difficult. It's not just first. You know, some of you are not so experienced. I've even heard from very senior devotees, big book distributors, Vaisheshika, Brigupati, Vijay. They say the same thing. It's not just, you know, us small timers. Even the 50 or 50, Brigupati's probably been going out for more than 50 years, almost every day on book distribution. And he's now practically the top book distributor in the world. He's only 71 years old. And he goes out every day. He distributes like 5,000 big books a month or something. Crazy figures. Or more. I don't know, big amounts. He's been doing that ever since I've known him. When I was in New Zealand in the 80s or 90s, 80s, visiting, and he was a TP. And he was still going out every day on book distribution. Wow. At least for a few hours. Even if it was a local village, he would go out, you know. Distribute something at least. And he'd been doing it more or less. Oh, of course he takes days off. Maybe he does 6 days a week or something. And he once every 10 years he goes to India. It's like his break. And he's totally dedicated And his sadhana is very strong every morning. Without fail, he chants his 16 rounds right in front of Prabhupada, without break. Very strict in his sadhana. He's a grihasta, vanaprastha now. Never was a sannyasi, was a brahmachari for a while, but most 90% of his life he's been a grihasta. Doesn't matter what our ashram is. Everyone can, let's say, get the fever. There's a fever. And there's down a type of, we have to regulate a little bit. He gets a little over-enthusiastic sometimes. He can't stop. He's asked for quite a few days there he couldn't stop. He was relishing the nectar. Rasananda, he can't stop. He can start, but he can't stop. He doesn't stop. Even he ran out of books yesterday, and why he had to come. Actually, he didn't run out. His battery on his sum-up machine went flat, so he came back and got charged up and went out again, up to Ocean. He went to the ocean to distribute yesterday at the end there to make up for missing it on the street. So make sure your mobiles. The other day my mobile was flat. Luckily someone bought a charger. I was able to charge it. Make sure your mobile, if you have some mobiles, make sure they're charged. And make sure you're charged too. We have to charge ourselves up as well with good sadhana, or some sadhana, and prasadam. Now it's time almost for prasadam. And if you have any complaints about the prasadam, or any needs for the prasadam, please see Gauranga Prema, okay? Okay. Don't come complaining to me. I've mentioned it too many times. Or I'm happy as Larry, but I mean, I don't know, everyone, if you have anything you wish to ask, if it's within reach, don't demand. Just humbly mention it. Bhakti Sarpa was also here to help solve the problems now. Maybe not. Didn't look too enthusiastic there. Anyway, Vidura's coming today to solve all the problems. Yeah, Vidura's arriving today. He's come to fill up, to solve all problems, okay? I spent about 30 minutes helping to solve his problem of coming yesterday. Which ticket, which way, how to come, I don't know. Anyway, that's a complicated affair. We caused the problem in the first place, and it's all sorted. So he should be arriving this afternoon sometime. So. Unfortunately, we'll be on Sankirtan, otherwise we could have a party to welcome him when he arrives. Hopefully there'll be some prasadam for him. Gauranga Prema will look after that. So if you do, I mean, in a nice way, if we can do something if there is something we need, let's see if we can do it, that's all. If we can't, what can we do? Hare Krishna. Okay, he'll be downstairs if anyone needs books. Or we can get them anyway, even if I'm not there. If you need to get books during the day, Gauranga Prem will be here. You can contact him if you need books brought in. Or if you're here and you need books from the book room, you can open the book room also.
Gauranga Prema just was saying that if someone needs some book from the street, you have to, if you want to get books before you run out of them, you have to text him like.
Yeah, you give him at least 8 hours notice before you run out.
1 hour.
Oh, only one, I thought it was 8. Yeah, bring him up before you leave, okay?
I mean,
yeah, it takes 1 hour to get from here to there, and almost, and then you've got to get the books, which takes another whatever it takes. So, and you might be in the bathroom, you could be doing something. So, don't just phone up at the last minute. I know sometimes people say, "I've just run out of books. I need them. Can you bring them right now?" No. Harini, don't forget that, okay? Today, let's see how we do and let's see how it works. We're still kind of like getting our footing, so to speak. And let's see. And yeah, if some other of us may have books and you may have run out, you can work something out with them sometimes, and then someone can bring them down. But if you're staying here in the temple and you want to go out, and we've all left, just see Gauranga Prema, he knows how to get in the book room, and you make it available like that. You'll come back tonight. When you come back tonight, I won't be here. I'll be on Harinam, Krishna Lives. So most of you Sankara regulars, you know the code. So just do what you did last night, but do make sure that the book room is locked if there's no one else in there when you leave, because you're going to leave the Lakshmi on the table. If you sum up the counting machine, if you want to use it, you can. If you want to count your Lakshmi, but don't make sure you know how to use it before you use it, otherwise it will be a waste of time. You just have someone else's score added to your score and you won't be able to work anything out.
So we write on the paper Lakshmi.
If you want to. Yeah. Well, there's no rule. I've been keeping a record the last 2 days just to see how we're doing, but it's not necessarily every day it's going to be like that. That's a big job.
Okay.
But you can. It's a good idea. Good idea. Very good idea to monitor. Any questions? They look eager to get out.
Yes.
Can't wait. Itching fingers, itching toes.